Hope you had a safe Memorial Day weekend. Welcome to Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. Plenty of postseason highlights today from tennis, baseball, softball, and lacrosse as state tournaments are just around the corner. Plus, we'll meet a Wayzata baseball player who's made a successful switch from catcher to pitcher.
And Jay talks tennis with section champion Breck.
Let's start, though, with highlights from two local golf conference tournaments. Players in the Northwest Suburban Boys Tourney had to deal with the elements last Thursday. Dalton Charbonneau of Osseo tees off with a steady rain falling at Bunker Hills. Dayton Federley of Osseo sinks a par putt here on West hole number 3. Federley shoots a 76 and earns all conference honors. A solid season for Armstrong, but the Falcons don't play especially well in this one. Cole Sofa makes this par putt on the way to an 82. He's also an all-conference pick. Charbonneau taking aim at a birdie on West number 3. He just misses and will tap it in for par. Charbonneau shoots a 74, one stroke off the lead, and earns his 5th all-conference award. As we check the scores, Andover wins the rain-delayed event, 6 shots ahead of Centennial. Osseo is the top local team, placing 4th. A rough day cost Maple Grove the overall conference title. The Crimson placed 7th in this one and 2nd for the season. Armstrong is 8th, Champlain Park 9th, and Park Center 11th.
A much nicer day for the Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Tournament. This is Park Center's Holly Sorensen. She shoots a 106 at bunker, the Pirates' low score of the day. Laura Blankish of Armstrong rolls in a par putt on the West Course's 5th hole as the Falcons tie for 5th place. Jill Larson of Maple Grove with a long putt on the East number 6. He ties for low score for the Crimson with a round of 96. Allie Zupfe knocks in the putt on the 8th hole on the East course. She ties for the Rebels' low score with a 103. Leah Westling of Osseo earns an all-conference medal for her play all spring and in the conference tournament. The Orioles tie Armstrong for 5th. Elk River's Sadie Martin is the tournament medalist, a 77 for Martin, including that birdie on the East 6th hole. Here are the final team scores. Elk River wins the conference tournament, and their play on the regular season gives the Elks the overall conference title. Blaine is runner-up. Maple Grove comes in 4th, but finishes 3rd overall on the spring of the conference. Armstrong and Osseo tie for 5th, with Champlain Park 8th and Park Center 11th. The Lake Conference usually features strong teams in golf, and the players had to battle rain early in the day and strong winds later. This is Jack Holmgren of Wayzata. He barely misses the birdie try on the 17th hole at the Ridges at Sand Creek. He shoots a 77, Wayzata's low score for the day. Hopkins' Kyle Lidstone teeing off here. He shoots a round of 86 for the 5th place Royals. To the girls' highlights, Jessica Levens of Hopkins with a nice chip on the 18th green. She shoots a 96 for the Royals, good for 2nd place on her team. Wayzata's Sarah Burnham wins medalist honors. She makes par on the 1st hole on her way to a score of 77. Her teammate, Liz Bauer-Fine, finished 4th overall in the tournament, carding a score of 80. Here's a look at the final team scores. Eden Prairie's boys win, finishing 7 strokes ahead of Edina. Minnetonka a shot behind the Hornets with Wayzata in 4th. Hopkins places 5th. Dylan Rusk of Edina is the boys medalist, shooting a 71. Edina's girls win. They finish 8 shots ahead of Wayzata. Eden Prairie is 3rd, followed by Minnetonka and Hopkins. Byrd of Wayzata is the girls medalist. Section meets are this week. Now to boys tennis, where 4 local teams made it to section finals. Wayzata and Edina playing for the Section 6 AA title. At number 3 singles, some great action in this one. Wayzata's Matt Tropsha's in the far court against Anna Kulhani. Tropsha with a deep shot in for the point on its way to a 7-5, 6-2 win. Number 1 doubles, Wayzata's receiving serve. Jack Graven's return handcuffs the Edina player. Graven and Jason Kaborski win 6-3, 6-3. In the number 1 singles match, a big win for Wayzata's 8th grader Nick Beatty. He wins a 3-set battle against Max Olson of Edina, who's the number 1 seed for the section singles tournament. At number 2 singles, Wayzata's Dustin Britton facing Tyler Cuck. Britton takes the point with a great passing shot, although Cuck wins the match. But it's one of only 2 wins for Edina. Wayzata takes the Section 6 AA championship with a 5-2 win.
While many of the same teams often seem to make the state tournament in tennis, The Maple Grove boys were looking to knock off a perennial visitor and make their tournament debut as they face Mounds View in Section 5AA. Zach Adkins of Maple Grove in the far court. It's a battle at the net. Jacob Bartels will hit it long. Adkins wins the first singles match 7-5, 6-3. At number 1 doubles, Sam Endres of Maple Grove with an ace, but he and Andrew Nagel lose their match. In the second singles match, Charlie Adkins of Maple Grove will get a volley winner on his way to a 6-1, 7-6 victory. In the number 3 singles match, Sam Hochberger of Maple Grove in the near court against Jake Tronson. 7th grader Hochberger wins at 6-4, 7-6. We're all tied up at 3, and it comes down to the number 4 singles match. Maple Grove's Rory Calabria in the near court against Henry Morris of Mounds View. And Calabria takes the match in 3 sets, 6-1, 3-6, 6-3. Maple Grove on to state for the first time with a 4-3 victory.
Of course, you always want to go in, win all the matches, go 7-0. But the 4-3 win, just so close, really shows the perseverance of our team, how hard we all fought, and how close all the matches were, and really shows how great Mounds View is, too. It was a very close match today.
Well, Breck is the defending state champ in Class A boys tennis. The Mustangs had little trouble in their section final. Breck facing Providence Academy in the Section 5A title match. Defending state singles champ Miles Tang with an ace against Joe Tarvestad. Tang wins 6-love, 6-1. Austin Wong and Andrew Engel receiving serve in the number 1 doubles match for Breck against Kellen Carney and Eric Richelson. Engel getting the point there. Breck's team wins 6-love, 6-1. At number 2 singles, Tucker Schoblad of Breck receiving serve against Andrews Gilliard. Schoblad keeps firing tough forehands. He rolls to a 6-love, 6-love win. Breck dominates this one for a 7-0 win, and we will hear from the Mustangs coming up later in the show.
Jay, exciting for Wayzata and Breck, but I think maybe especially for Maple Grove when you're the first team in your program's history to get to state.
Kind of like their hockey program in the winter. Yeah. This is the first time they've been aiming at this in tennis, and now they're there. Still to come on Sports Jam, action from softball and lacrosse playoffs. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Jam. Section champs will be crowned by week's end in softball.
Maple Grove is the top seed in Section 5-3A. The Crimson facing Mounds View in winner's bracket play. Both pitchers are sharp early. Kaylee Sadler of Maple Grove gets the strikeout of Ashley Lynn. Mounds View gets on the board in the 4th inning. Lauren Hurley sends a long fly ball to near the fence and right. Maddie Gorman scores in the play, and the Mustangs look for more, but Catherine Larson is tagged out at home. Crimson execute and keep it a 1-0 game. In the 5th, Maple Grove ties it up. Kylie Bratton gets the hit, and Sage Larson comes around to score, and that evens things up at 1-1. An inning later, Taylor Bratton lost it to left field, just out of the reach of Hannah Samuelson. Mandy Malk scores to give Maple Grove a 2-1 lead. Same inning, Kylie Bratton's hit scores her sister Taylor. Maple Grove stays unbeaten in the tournament with a 3-1 win. 7th seed Champlin Park is the other unbeaten team in the section tournament through the weekend. The Rebels knocked off Centennial 3-0. Rebels and Crimson are playing on Tuesday.
In Section 6-3A, 3 of the final 4 teams were clubs we cover here on Channel 12. Cooper hoping to knock off top seed Wayzata, but the Trojans play long ball in this one. Number 9 hitter Anna Gimmelstead connects in the 2nd inning for a 2-run drive to left center, and Wayzata goes up 2-0. In the 4th, it's Casey Palish's turn. She drives that Casey Anderson pitch over the fence and left for a 3-run blast, and it's 6-0 Trojans. The very next batter is Alex Combs, and watch her well-placed hit down the line and right. It skips past the right fielder, and it's a long run to get that one. Combs circles the bases for an inside-the-park home run. Then in the 5th, Jess Williams gets in on the fun, blasting a 3-run homer to left. Wayzata rolls past Cooper 11-0 in 5. The Hawks were then eliminated by Hopkins. Orono next for Wayzata after they defeated Hopkins. Mackenzie Williams of Orono connects in the top of the 1st, and this one's gone for a solo shot. The Spartans, who have lost just once this season, lead it 2-0. In the 4th, bases loaded, and Gimmelsted's bouncer to the pitcher is tough to handle, and she beats it out. One run scores, but the potential tying run is cut down at the plate, and it stays 2-1 Spartans. And they blow it open in the 6th. Shelby Early gets a hit pass short to score a run. That makes it 4-1 Orono. Becky Smith follows with a 2-run single as Orono gets 6 in the inning on the way to a 9-1 win. Wayzata is facing Hopkins in an elimination game with the winner meeting Orono in the final round.
In track and field, section meets are this week. The Northwest Suburban held their conference meet last week. Coon Rapids the site, and the meet was extended to 3 days because of rain. Centennial wins the girls 4x800 relay, but Park Center and anchor Kate Simonette placed second in a time of 9 minutes, 55.52 seconds. Good battle in the girls 100 hurdles. Champlin Park's Michelle Nandeli edges Edwina Bestman of Park Center by 0.04 of a second. Boys 100 hurdles, Jay Alexander makes it another Rebels win, taking the top spot in 14.73 seconds. In orange, in the girls 100 meters, Phyllis Webb of Osseo pulls away. She wins in 12.18 seconds. It's close in the boys 100. Champlin Park's Joe Sando pulls out the win, his time 10.89 seconds. Osceo's girls are strong in relays, and Webb anchors the Orioles in the 4x200 to a conference record time of 1 minute 43.26 seconds. Some field events pushed back a day. This is Melanie Hill of Champlin Park on the triple jump. She takes second with a best leap of 34 feet 10.5 inches. Bryson Johnson of Champlin Park takes second in the boys discus with a best of 169 feet 6 inches. As we check out the team scores, Champlin Park is second behind Andover on the boys side. Maple Grove is sixth with Armstrong, Park Center, and Osseo on the bottom 3 spots. Osceo's girls take second behind Elk River, with Champlin Park placing third. Armstrong is fifth. Maple Grove and Park Center tie for 10th place. The semifinals are Tuesday and the section finals this Thursday in Section 6 boys lacrosse. 2 local teams are in the semifinals. 4-seed Armstrong hosting 5th-seed Maple Grove in one of the quarterfinals. Jonah Borowick of the Falcons, great pass to Luke Capistrand for the goal. Armstrong up 2-0 in the second quarter. Trailing most of the game, the Crimson Tide late in the third. Spencer Bell rocketing in the shot, and it's 3-3 heading to the fourth quarter. The Crimson then pull it out in the fourth. Nathan Otterson, a good shot, catching the far side of the Armstrong goal. That's the game winner. Crimson win in 4-3, and they play top seed Minnetonka in the semis.
Also in Section 6, boys play Wayzata at Champlin Park. The Rebels work the ball around to Ryan McNeil. He scores it, and Champlin Park goes up 4-1 after 1 quarter. In the second, McNeil sets up Zach Turgeon for the quick shot and goal here. And Matt Blazer finds McNeil, and he rifles in another goal. Champlin Park leading this one 7-3 at halftime. But Wayzata makes a big comeback. Eric Fong slips his defender, gets in front, and scores here for the Trojans. And Alex Sorensen sets up Akash Batra, who lasers a shot in. It's tied 9-9 through 3 quarters. The teams trade goals in the fourth. Rebels defenseman Evan Trout runs the length of the field and scores with the long stick. It's 11-10 Champlin Park. Sorensen answers for Wayzata as this one ties the score up at 11-all. What a thriller here. Less than 20 seconds left in the game. Blazer to Turgeon. He fires the high shot for a goal. This is the game winner as Champlin Park takes it 12-11. They face Eden Prairie in the semis.
In girls lacrosse, Armstrong's great 2012 season continued with 2 playoffs wins last week. The Falcons meeting Mound West Tonka in the quarterfinals. Mound in the red, Michelle Mahoney scores her 39th goal of the season. The Whitehawks have an early 4-0 lead. The Falcons quickly regroup. Mari Verbaten scores the first of her 3 goals, tying the game at 4. Haley Hatton, nice setup to Jesse Master for the goal, and Armstrong is in the lead for good at 5-4. Her sister, Amy Master, scores from the free position as the Falcons build a 13-5 halftime lead. Second half, Verbaten sets up Heather Kaluzniak for the quick shot and goal. Armstrong wins its 11th straight game, eliminating Mound West Tonka 19-9.
Well, early round games in prep baseball playoffs were definitely affected by the weather. Teams in Section 5-3A had their games moved to Memorial Day. In second round elimination games, Cooper downs Blaine 7-4. Top seed Maple Grove takes care of Irondale 5-1, and Totino Grace edges Champlin Park 9-8 to knock the Rebels out This tournament continues Wednesday and Friday. Armstrong and Wayzata won their first-round games in Section 6 before playing each other on Tuesday. And also congratulations to Wayzata's synchronized swimming team, the Trojans, with another state title.
It was quite a dynasty. 6 championships in a row now for the Trojans. Again, a job well done for those girls. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Wayzata baseball standout who bounced back from a serious football injury to excel this spring.
Wayzata senior Ryan Poppitz is wrapping up a solid career for the Trojans, in which he starred on the football and baseball teams.
Jason Melillo joins us now with this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Yeah, you know, guys, this fall, Ryan Poppitz was a stud linebacker for the Wayzata football team. This spring, Poppitz stepped into a new role for the Trojans baseball team and didn't miss a beat. Here's our Spotlight story. For most of his high school baseball career, Ryan Poppitz was the guy behind the plate. But this season, Poppitz is the guy trying to throw the ball over the plate.
We weren't really sure exactly what we'd get from Ryan in terms of, you know, deep quality starts, but he's far exceeded our expectations.
Poppitz made a seamless transition to starting pitcher. In the regular season, Poppitz won 6 games and 8 starts and amassed a 1.45 earned run average with 50 strikeouts.
We had a great pitcher last year, our number 1, Paul Volker, had to leave, and I knew that I had to step up in order for our team to have a little more success than we did last year. And I mean, I have a great defense behind me. The outfield and infield do a tremendous job of getting the balls when they come to them and just making simple plays. And I mean, we get timely hits like we have been the last few games, beating some people, and that just leads to wins.
In the fall, Poppitz starred as a linebacker for the Wayzata football team. As a 2-year starter, Poppitz carried on a tradition of excellence at the linebacker position.
Growing up, you know about that coming up. You know who's played before you. Like I know James Laurinaitis, Tommy Becker, Grant Olson, AJ Tarpley. Got to play with 2 of them, but just learning how they prepared and learning what it took to be successful was just it's a real treat.
Likewise, I know there are younger players who were watching Ryan this past year, and they're looking up to him. So it's a nice tradition to continue.
Poppitz's senior football season did end prematurely when he suffered a knee injury in the section tournament and was forced to watch from the sidelines as the Trojans lost in the state final.
There's really no worse feeling than like not physically being able to help your team when, like I knew that I had a really big important role on the defense and what I did, and just like sitting on the sideline knowing like what I could be doing but not able to it was difficult.
On the diamond this spring, Wayzata has been up and down, but the Trojans won some big games, including knocking off reigning state runner-up Maple Grove.
That was a big week in general. We beat Hopkins on that Monday. They were a top 5. Maple Grove was 2, and then coming back after a tough loss to Edina, beating the number 1 ranked team in some polls, Hill Murray. Just that's a big confidence booster for us heading to playoffs.
Ryan Poppitz will take his talents to Concordia St. Paul University this fall. Poppitz liked the idea of being at a small school close to home, and he'll get a chance to play both football and baseball.
I think it's really cool being wanted to play 2 sports. They both expressed a lot of interest in me and told me that they could see me as a big part of their program in the future. And I mean, I really appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be really fun. Like with me playing 2 sports, my professors are going to know me, and that way I don't have to get lost in the shuffle of if I miss a class, trying to meet up with the professor. They'll all be really easy to talk to and get information from, so they'll help me along.
And Wayzata won its first-round section game, pounding Minneapolis South 11-0. The Trojans meet Armstrong in the second round on Tuesday afternoon. And guys, Ryan Poppitz had 7 strikeouts and was the winning pitcher in that victory over South. He also had 2 hits.
You talk about smooth transition. I mean, he's really done it. He was a very good catcher and now a stud pitcher.
And he did a little pitching. You know, he was a closer and kind of a middle inning relief guy when they needed that. But, you know, like their baseball coach said, that's a totally different game, right? To go from closer to starting pitcher. And a lot of guys can't make that transition, and he certainly has made it very nicely.
And it says a lot for his hard work getting back, and also modern medicine to get back from that knee injury, too.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it was good timing, right? I mean, it was the end of the football season, so he had all winter. He doesn't play winter sports, so he had all winter to recoup, be ready for baseball.
All right. Thanks very much, Jason, and we'll be right back with talking tennis with the Breck Mustangs as they get set to defend their Class A title. Welcome back to Sports Jam. A great season so far for the Breck Mustangs in boys tennis, and it continues now with the Section 5 championship as they get ready to head to state. And we're joined by three of the Mustangs and also their coach, Chief Am. And we'll start with David Upper. You guys have had a tremendous season coming in. Overall, has it been a lot of fun to come out and play so well as a team?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've worked hard. We deserve it, I feel like, and we're ready for state.
I was saying the section final is kind of an interesting one because it seemed a foregone conclusion coming in that you guys were going to be able to beat Providence and everything. Is it hard to keep the intensity in a match like that?
Sometimes, but our coach makes us focus on always concentrating, no matter who our opponent is.
Congratulations on the section championship. Have fun in the state tournament.
Thank you.
And Brennan Wong, you guys kind of take care of business here. Is it a fun thing to come out and have a match where you feel real confident like that, or do you find it to be tough to stay really focused?
Sometimes it's tough, but other than that, it's really fun to get hyped up and, yeah, get it done quick.
I guess it's not that unusual for Breck tennis to sort of have a target on your back, people aiming at you guys, but do you like it that way? Is it something where you guys kind of take that with some pride?
I love it, but, yeah, I think I can speak for everyone else, too.
All right, have fun at the state tournament.
Thank you.
And Miles Tang, certainly you guys, I think, expected to be in this position again here, but you have to do it on the court still. Is it fun to get it accomplished and kind of have that out of the way?
Yeah, we work hard every single match, and we come out here ready to take care of business every match, no matter who we play. We kind of treat every match the same. We want to keep a high intensity, and I think this was good to get our confidence and get momentum going into state.
You guys obviously have played some pretty good competition this year, including some AA schools. Does that have you guys ready to go out and attack it at state?
Yeah, I think that definitely helped us a lot. A lot of the AA schools were a really good competition, and that kind of tested not only our physical and technical game, but our mental game, how we go into tough matches. And I think beating a lot of those top AA schools really helped us with confidence.
All right, good luck in the tournament and have fun.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And Chief Am, head coach here, taking over the program this year, and you guys got it done. Are you pretty excited with the way the team's playing right now?
Yeah, I am. I'm proud of how the guys have worked all year, and it's all about the process for us. Just taking care of practice every single day, putting in the tough hours, and hopefully that's going to prepare us for state.
Nothing taken for granted at the state tournament, but let me ask you about A versus AA. Do you wish this Mustangs program could play in AA to see how you'd fare, or is that not on the table?
It's not up to me, but of course we want to see where we stack up against those big schools. We played a bunch of them this year and fared pretty well, so yeah, it'd be fun, but it's not up to me.
How many other teams have you seen in the A, or that you project to be in the A tournament? Do you know much about who else might give you some good matches?
Yeah, we played Blake this year. It was a 6-1 victory, but it was very tough 6-1. 4 matches went to 3 sets, and then Rochester Lourdes is always good. We played them, I think, in the finals last year, and that's gonna be tough. So hopefully we get there.
All right, congratulations on the section championship.
Thanks.
All right, Chief, I'm the head coach for the Breck Mustangs, Section 5A champions, as they get set for the state tournament where they'll take on Duluth Marshall in the quarterfinals. We'll be back here to wrap up Sports Jam for you in just a moment.
An 18-year-old has been charged with a shooting that critically injured another person.
Last week, one of the vehicles disappeared from this lot in plain sight. Ultimate goal is to develop an app that gives the visually impaired turn-by-turn directions.
Event organizers say many of the fences here were about 20 years old and were in need of replacing.
Hits this one well out to left field, and that one's going to be in for a hit. It bounces to the fence. A run scores.
Our game of the week is Section 5 3A baseball from Friday, including the winner's bracket final at Midway Stadium. You can watch the games Saturday night at 8:30 and 11 o'clock here on Channel 12. And that'll do it for this week's show.
Thanks so much for watching Sports Jam. We'll see you starting next Monday again here on 12 Sports Jam.